What up, everybody? I'm your host, JP, and this is my co-host, Josh.
Hey, everybody.
And welcome back to another episode of the FilmBros podcast. Hello, everybody. Sorry for the delay. All right. Josh has had a few technical difficulties, but listen, Josh, because of you, all right, because of you, we have to not only make up for the time that we missed, but we also have to basically talk about all the new stuff. And so much stuff has been happening these past couple weeks. Like, it's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep up. There's so much stuff. So there's going to be a lot of conversation in this episode. There's going to be a little bit of catching up and a little bit of background, because there's a few things on here that have some context from last week that I'm going to have to basically build off of. First things first, though, Josh, I wanted to torture you. I thought about it, but there's so much good stuff happening right now that we actually have to get into it ASAP. And, spoilers coming up for those who care about this movie that we're about to talk about. Josh, for the past 2 weeks, Marvel has not been catching a break. Not even from from Disney, but over there on Sony's side as well. Because not one, but two Sony Spider-Man Brand New Day trailers have leaked. Now, the first one was plugged up last week. There was rumors. It basically came out, and it was dropped all over the place. They got copyrighted, and then there was rumors that Sony went back to the drawing board and basically was making a brand new trailer from scratch. This week, that trailer basically leaked, and so we got a trailer to react to. Look, if you guys don't want us to talk about any Spider-Man Brand New Day spoilers, anything like that, look, we have this. We've done this before. When we have these little trailers or these little leaks, we do take a look at them every once in a while. Josh, I have this leaked Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer. We're going to watch it. We're going to give our thoughts. I just feel like we don't have enough time. I'm going to ask you after the fact. Let's go ahead and watch it before it literally gets struck down by Kevin Feige himself.
But I'm also Spider-Man. God, that's cool.
Final semester MIT.
Dad, who do you think is actually watching these?
Maybe someone.
Okay, bye, someone.
Sometimes that's not easy. What the? Dr. Banner, you found a way to suppress mutating DNA, right?
If you see me with this stuff, run.
Ah! So could you get rid of the bad aspects but keep the good?
How would you decide what parts of nature are good or bad?
Well, sorry about that.
You're not one of my students, are you?
It appears we're faced with a threat we can't control. One we can't even see. You're the only one who's immune to it. You're the only one who can sense it.
What do you think they're looking for?
Oh, see, you stumbled across my board. I'm not one of those weirdos, I swear.
He's a little weird. I'm MJ.
You two don't know each other?
Yo, Spider-Man, you okay? You're the only person I can't hop into.
Think I might go see how MJ's doing.
You're not gonna get away with this.
But he might.
I didn't know you could get that big.
Hey!
But you're in danger. You just have to trust me.
Fine. This whole thing can get really scary.
Who's that?
Who are you?
Frank, please. I don't have anywhere else to go.
Are the people who love you just gonna let him go by himself? Love you because you're you.
If you're gonna do something, you better do it now.
I'll never forget that. I miss you, mate.
Huh. All right. Just give me a sec. Give me a sec. I'm not in high school anymore. Oh. Did you stretch? You a big stretcher? It's so good for you. You ready?
Okay, now, I can confirm, this is coming from me, so take it with a grain of salt. I'm taking it with a grain of salt myself. This is the second trailer. I did watch the first one. I was really trying to save it, but it did get struck down, so I could not save that one. But this is the second trailer. New scenes were added. The ending was basically the same with the whole, like, do you stretch and all that stuff. But is a whole nother trailer. Like I said, this is 2 leaked trailers. We have another one. Like I said, I kind of want to get through the leaks first, and then we'll talk about every single one.
Okay.
Second leak, also on the Marvel front, Secret Wars or Doomsday. Doomsday basically got leaked as well, and it's interesting because it's all pixely, it's blurry. I don't know if you watched this one. I did kind of talk to you about it yesterday, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into this one super quick, and then we'll talk about both these trailers, and we'll talk about the consequences and the repercussions of this kind of stuff happening. Now, there's no audio, but I mean, as you can see, it's very pixely. Sentinel hand. You saw Doomsday's face for a second. What looks to be Thor, Chris Hemsworth. They both have hammers. Chris Evans and Thor. Sentinels look like to be coming from the ground, controlled by Doom himself. Florence Pugh. And it seems to pan out to different heroes.
That look like Shang-Chi.
That's Doom right there. Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
Staring down Doom, it looks like. And then they have a Avengers moment. Cyclops. Gambit. Nightcrawler. Mystique. Shang-Chi. Pedro Pascal. Chris Evans. Chris Hemsworth. And what I think is Sam Wilson on the side there too. And that's basically it.
They're getting fucking obliterated by Sentinels, bro.
And that's basically it. So, like I said, 2 trailers, 2 things we have to discuss. Now, we got to admit, this is a problem, right? Leaks are a problem because you suck out all, I mean, in a way, this kind of brings excitement for me, right? But I know some people, they don't like this stuff. It ruins the excitement. Not only that, Sony seems to be putting off this trailer even more because of the fact that these 2 have leaked. I haven't even heard rumors of them making a 3rd trailer. They're just like, hey, what the fuck? What's going on? The 2 trailers leaked. Did you see any of the Spider-Man brand new day trailers? Did you see the first trailer that leaked? Did you see the second one that leaked beforehand? And I mean, what are your thoughts on like leaks in general when it comes like to this Marvel side?
I think it's messy. I think messing with anything that leaks like this is kind of a little messy.
I'm sorry, and cool, you didn't say it either, or like out loud. But did you see these beforehand, or?
I didn't see them.
No,
I didn't see them. I saw the Doomsday one. I did see that one, but the Spider-Man trailers, no, I didn't see any of them. That first one must have been struck down when everything was happening, and then, yeah, no, I didn't see it.
Yeah, the first one was struck down relatively quick. I saw it in the first couple hours, and by like hour 5 or 6, it was gone. This trailer seems to be surviving as like it's being passed down through channel. Eventually it'll be caught up. Same thing with this whole Doomsday leak. But I mean, what do you think about this leak Spider-Man brand new day trailer? I mean, you've had an issue with Tom Holland before, obviously with John Watts, and I gotta say the first trailer was more, in my opinion, more leaning towards the jokes and more like kind of giving you what the movie's about, but they kind of were lacing it up with more jokes. This trailer seems a little bit more darker. Like if they're taking a different turn with it and kind of giving you the little jokes at the back end. I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like with you not being able to see both of them is different. But I mean, at least with this one, did this one get you hyped for Spider-Man Brand New Day?
I think any trailer is going to get me hyped. Any Spider-Man trailer, Spider-Man anything really would get me hyped. It's usually the product itself on if it delivers or not on the side of hype. But yeah, no, I would say that this is pretty cool. I mean, shit, we're like almost a month away from the actual movie. So yeah, this is dangerous territory. I thought we would have gotten a 3rd trailer by now too, or this supposed trailer on purpose.
Yeah, we were supposed to get it last week apparently, but then the trailer leaked, and this only was like, we're gonna go back and make a new one. They made a new one, and that one leaked as well. You know. Somebody needs to work on their firewall and, you know, their protection when it comes down to these trailers, because It's been happening over there at Paramount side. They've been basically held hostage. Now over here in, Sony side, not only Sony, Disney's been having leaks, but I gotta say the one that we just saw has to be one of the bigger leaks that we're gonna have to talk about. But I gotta say, Spider-Man Brand New Day does look good, and with this trailer, with this leak, kind of comes with spoilers, right? There was also a toy leak for Sadie Sink's character, which it seems to be more towards Jean Grey that we're gonna be getting from her in this movie. We did see Grey Hulk. Grey Hulk is also going to be in this movie, so that's kind of like how they're going to be differentiating the whole Smart Hulk thing and basically leaving that whole persona behind. We're going to get Grey Hulk, who basically, in the comics, I kind of understand that he's like this mob boss kind of guy, but I don't think that they're going to be doing that in this movie. I think that they're just going to use it as that little way to be like, oh, he's not green, he's not smart, he's gray, that's a bad guy. So, that's basically what it looks like. We saw a little bit of the Punisher in there as well. But at least with those spoilers, at least, obviously, Marvel's been trying to hide that Sadie Sink's been Jean Grey this whole time. But it seems like it's kind of being blown out the water. Does it kind of ruin the excitement for the movie? Or does it make you a little bit more happy? Like, oh my God, we're getting an X-Men character in, a Spider-Man movie.
I think it's exciting. I mean, I know it could probably feel overstuffed, but that's just Sony's deal with Marvel right now, Mm-hmm. So I can't be too mad. I can't be mad that there's Marvel characters interacting with Spider-Man,
This seems a little bit more laced up than before, right? Because before, in the first 3 movies, it would just be like a Doctor Strange, it'd be an RDJ, it'd be, quick cameos or, something, somebody that would basically help out along his ride, and then, he'd go on about his day. This one seems like there's more involvement from Marvel, Sadie Sink being an actual X-Men that we're maybe going to see later on down the road. The Punisher's in there as well. That's actually insane to see 2 Marvel characters that Sony really does not deserve, let's be honest, right? And then, last but not least, we have Bruce Banner's Hulk. Obviously, Scorpion and all that stuff, we kind of been waiting for him, but at least when it comes down to Marvel characters and what Marvel's lending to Sony, this is kind of like it is bigger than what we had before, I feel. Scale-wise.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, you're right. It's pretty big. I think it's all going to work out, though. I don't feel, this doesn't look over stuff to me. It feels like they're all going to be used, to their certain point.
It does Dustin Daniel Cretton we trust, or?
Yeah, that's right. More than John Watts. That's kind of where I feel it.
He didn't deserve that drive-by, but that's okay. That's okay. We let that go. I can't tell you guys to check out this leak trailer because, in my opinion, I don't think that you should. But we did talk about it. So, I mean, if you guys like what you heard or you guys want to go scavenge the internet for it, it's out there for a little bit of time. So, I mean, by the time you hear this, it's probably gone. So, if you guys haven't seen it, it's going to have to wait for the original trailer to actually drop from Sony. But yes, Josh, the Doomsday leak. I think this is kind of the bigger leak here. Now, Disney's going band for band, bar for bar with Sony. They're like, hey, you're getting leaked. We are getting leaked as well, right? You're not the only Marvel adjacent studio that can, do something like that, right? And they said, hold my beer. We're going to give you something else. Now, this one, like I said, no audio, not like the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer. There was no audio. This is just more of a visual thing. And even then, the visuals are blurred. And like when these leaks happen, what are you recording on, a potato? Like, what are you doing? Like, you can't just hold the camera straight. Obviously the VFX isn't done. Same thing with the Spider-Man trailer. They're still working on it. The movie is going to be coming out in a few months now. What do you think about this leak? This one, I mean, I had to tell you about this one. I know that. Do you feel like this one's bigger than the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, or do you think this one's kind of like as bad on both ends?
I think it's bad. I think it's all around bad. I think having a major sequence, as blurry as it is, kind of ruined, does suck. It sucks. Pretty cool though, and you're right. looks like it's made on a potato, but I think that's so it doesn't get like struck down immediately, and people can kind of make out what's happening.
Mm.
So I mean, it's just to fool the like copyright, robots or whatever that catch it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's
It's still
kind of
bad.
epic,
It's all
no?
bad.
The leak's kind of epic, no?
I've seen Cyclops is cool.
I mean, not just Cyclops, but they're basically remaking the Avengers 1 like team up scene, but with just like a bunch of different heroes, and that kind of seems cool to me. Not gonna lie.
It took 20 years for it, but yeah.
Okay, all right. So you're gonna put me back on my after Endgame MCU was some shit, or are we gonna look into the future like we're supposed to be? What are we doing?
I'm just saying, after 20 years, that's just where we're at. It took the Russo brothers coming back. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it did take the Russos coming back, and it also took RDJ to come back. So I mean, this is kind of like I don't know if you saw this little clip, but like last week, Robert Downey Jr. was also like dissing a good chunk of like the Marvel stuff. That he was like, "Oh, we're gonna be regaining your guys' trust again," and blah blah blah. Like these guys couldn't keep up or some shit like that. So like, this movie has a lot riding on it, and so the fact that there's a leak that in my opinion, it's not even like a leak of the roster. It's not a leak of like what cameos might happen or whatever. Like there was a rumor that maybe Marshall Ali's Blade might make an appearance in this one before he even gets his solo film. So I mean, there's rumors, and that's okay. I could deal with rumors, but a full blown leak like this is kind of it's kind of crazy. Kevin Feige's losing his damn mind. I'm sure he is. He's upset.
Right. I'm pretty sure he's gonna snipe whoever did this, because this is a full blown like thing that you can kind of very much tell what's happening.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, I can't believe I was able to actually make out a good chunk of whatever is happening behind this potato pixely little clip, but we have to be honest here. It's pretty epic. You can't even lie. It's pretty epic. Like if there's something that would get me hyped for like Doomsday, where like the little teasers were already doing it, and obviously everything that's leading up to it is kind of hyping up for it. But to see something like this, somebody who has like wavering, like not a very sturdy foundation for like the MCU right now, this is kind of feeding me a little bit. This is not too bad. This is pretty good.
It is pretty good. It just sucks that it's happening. That's all.
Yeah. So I mean, Marvel has an issue, like I said, on both sides. Sony, Disney, they gotta figure out where this leak is coming from. I wonder if it's just Amy Pascal just ruining shit, like she's just upset or something, like she's whatever may have happened. I do think I do believe that they were gonna try to like do that whole, what is it, the trailer thing, what they did with Endgame and Infinity War, where they basically fake you out in the trailer, and then you're gonna see like, oh, this is actually like, oh, this, that, and the third is actually happening in the movie, and blah blah blah. I think they were gonna try to do something like that again, and I don't think they can do that now. I think that's kind of out the window.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
There's still secrets to keep. Don't get me wrong, but a good chunk of the roster was kind of leaked in this trailer, right? Unless this is kind of like, I know we're doing some kind of multiversal thing, but like, what if this is just them jumping into the X-Men universe that we kind of saw at the end of the Marvels, and they're just basically trying to help them from whatever danger. What is it? Was it like an incursions or something that was supposed to be happening in the MCU that's supposed to happen? So
the
like,
incursions.
Is that basically what we think is happening in this little clip too? Like
I'm pretty
they're
sure.
not on the Marvel world. We're on a different planet altogether, or different universe.
Yeah, they're jumping universes to try and stop Doom, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Which could be cool. Can't be mad at that. Can't be mad at that. That's pretty cool.
Okay, I mean, there's no thoughts behind like what you may think to be happening in this scene, or is this kind of like, are you just kind of at the point where like I don't want to ruin this movie for myself? Like we
I
have to
think
talk
I'm.
about this. You can't pussyfoot this kind of stuff. We have to talk about it. These are the
I
leaks
think
we
I'm
have
at
to.
that. I think I'm at that point though, because I see it and I'm just like, damn. I really want to. I could theorize, sure, but what if they're like, damn, we got to reshoot, and then they scrap this all entirely?
Well, yeah, there's always that plan, or you can always get what is it, like that scene that we got in Multiverse of Madness, where it's like you just see like the heroes on Titan, basically they obliterated Thanos in a second, and whatever. Like this could totally be a flashback. This could totally be in the future, whatever. Um, but a lot of unanswered questions on like when we're actually getting like, I guess you could say like a full blown trailer that's gonna basically announce this movie, right? Brand New Day, we've been waiting for that one. I know Doomsday has been one that a lot of people have been waiting on. We haven't even gotten a clip. I know Super Bowl, we were kind of talking about it like, oh, we're gonna get one for the Super Bowl. We didn't get one for the Super Bowl. Disney basically opted out. So we're going through this year knowing that two of the biggest Marvel projects, with Spider-Man Brand New Day and Doomsday, are supposed to basically release this year, not getting trailers, and then stuff like this happens. So that means that either Marvel's holding out to an extent where like fans are going crazy and are like, hey, we can't wait no more. We're going to go ahead and just break into your shit to get what we want. If that's the case, are we building up this hype train to this boiling point? And if we get this movie, both these movies, and they don't match our expectations, is that the final? Like, I'm not trying to be doom and gloom guy, but is that the nail in the coffin? Would that be?
I mean, a little bit, but also at the same time, we can't build hype off of fake trailers. You know what I mean? This could totally not be in the movie at all. You're right. It just depends on the authenticity, and people could totally be like, "Oh yeah, it's what they showed at CinemaCon or whatever," but we don't know. We weren't there. No one knows anything. The internet just takes what it sees and goes crazy with it. I don't know. But it does build hype. I can't wait to see Doomsday, which I'm hoping we get a trailer for sometime in the summer or more further into the summer. But yeah, no. Spider-Man is the worst offender though, because okay, I can understand 6 months before getting a little teaser. But you're a month away. Why haven't we gotten a second trailer? That feels like a no-brainer to me.
Well, yeah, and to Sony as well, and that's why they were gearing up to give us not one but two trailers, and both those trailers basically got leaked, unfortunately. But like I said, I don't think we're gonna be able to give you guys a link or anything to where these are at, because they're probably gonna be gone by the time you guys by the time you guys hear about this, or at least from us. So if you guys did see the leaks, let us know what your guys' thoughts. If you didn't, don't look for them. Don't spoil the movie for yourself. Just go ahead and, take what we're saying with a grain of salt. Like I said, we saw it through a potato. We don't even know what we saw. All right?
Exactly.
I thought I saw Doom naked.
I didn't even see any of that. That's crazy. What are we watching?
We see Doom Dingling?
Yeah.
What, who wrote this? Eric Kripke? No.
Yeah.
But let us know what you guys think. This whole Marvel fiasco with leaks and all that stuff. We need to know what you guys think about the leaks. At least as a society wise, not necessarily what's in the leaks as like a society. Should we have more restraint for ourselves on not only leaking these things, but should me and Josh have some restraint to watching these leaks? I don't have that. I don't know.
Unfortunately,
I saw the full-blown Avatar: The Last Airbender movie. As soon as they said, "Hey, it leaked," I was like, "Hey, whoa, what do you mean it leaked?" So I just immediately put it on. Sorry, it's just gonna happen. But let us know what you guys think. Moving on, Josh, we're gonna get to the real news and things that we kind of need to talk about as of right now. Brand New Day is something that we spoke about. Tom Holland's been kind of gearing up to start talking about that movie more, and obviously the Odyssey's gonna be coming out behind that and all that. But one thing that Tom Holland kind of needed to clarify that he was asked about, and this is something that we had kind of talked about, and I know you, as being Josh, are gonna be super petty about this, so I'm gonna let you answer this question after I ask it. Obviously, there's been this ongoing conversation with Tom Holland, and even before Spider-Man 3 came out and all that, I think it was back with Homecoming, maybe Far From Home days, where he basically said, hey man, if I'm playing Spider-Man in my 30s, I must have did something wrong. As in, Tom Holland must have did something that, basically stunted his career to the point where he needed to play Spider-Man. A gimmick in a way that he was kind of making it sound back in the day. And a lot of people took a little disdain to that, right? Some people were like, oh, well, you're in your 20s playing a teenager, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if you took a little bit of disrespect to it. I for me, at least, it was kind of like what Yaya said about, playing Black Manta and Aquaman. He was like, oh, it's clown work, it's easy, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I feel like Tom Holland did that in the same vein where he was like, if I keep doing this, it's not improving my career, it's just me playing Spider-Man kind of thing. Like, did that kind of rub you the wrong way, or?
No, not really. I mean, the Mateen one, sure. I think that one very much kind of puts a bad taste in my mouth, only because then you turn around and do Wonder Man. So it's a cakewalk, but you want to do a kind of mediocre shot. Yeah,
it's an easy bag for him. It's an easy bag, according to him.
Right. So, and Tom Holland as Spider-Man is different. I feel like it's different now. So I think if he was still doing the whole John Watts thing, and it wasn't like as taken seriously, I could probably be like, okay, he's a clown. But it's very much clear that the direction they're taking him in is different, so I can get behind this.
You can get behind a 30-year-old Tom Holland playing a 20-year-old Spider-Man in college.
Right.
That's what acting's for, folks. That's what acting's for. So yeah, Tom Holland was asked about it, and he's 30. He's 30 now, and he's still playing Spider-Man, obviously. And so he basically had this to say. He said, it's funny, I saw that quote pop up somewhere recently, and I kind of reeled because I was trying to remember what I meant. I think at that point of it was that I would love to pass the baton on, and I haven't achieved that yet. It's definitely something that we talk about a lot in the studio, so maybe I need to change the quote to 37. I could also have been trying to leverage Sony and scare them into thinking I wasn't going to do Spider-Man 4. Now that I had a new deal on the horizon, so I don't know what it could have been. It could have been part of a strategy to create fear. And Holland basically finishes off by saying, I think the truth is that playing Spider-Man has been the joy of my life. I now kind of stand on the plight of like, I'll do it as long as they'll have me. So he went from, if I'm 30, I did something wrong, to I'm down to do this as long as I need it. I'll be old man Peter Parker, with slippers and the kid and all
that. I think if we get 2 more movies and whatever Avengers appearances we get out of him, it's okay. I think by maybe the 6th one we can have him pass the baton on to someone else, unless Sony decides, okay, that was fun, we're done playing ball with y'all, let's go, we're gonna do another Spider-Man thing. But I feel like that's never stopped them before.
I'm gonna give you a hint. They're not gonna do that. I don't think Sony's gonna be doing that. They have such a good deal on their end that as long as Sony keeps as long as Marvel keeps kind of like saying, hey, we do need Spider-Man, Sony kind of holds the cards, in my opinion. So I don't think that will happen. Now, one thing that I would like to see is like a Miles Morales coming around at one point. I wouldn't even want to wait till like part 6. I would want to see that maybe happening by the end of this movie, start by the 5th movie, kind of juggle both of them, and then eventually, they split apart, and then you get a Spider-Man Tom Holland movies, and then you also get Miles Morales movies on the sides, as well. You could get both of them, to be honest. I don't know why Tom Holland would kind of quit at 37 when you can clearly do more Spider-Man movies up until, to be honest, until maybe your 40s, and that's just assuming that you could play that character. Obviously it's going to have to be different iterations from different comics and different times as his eras kind of go up, right? So
Right, and like he still looks good. I think stopping the alcoholism right when it did kind of helped that. So I mean, he looks good. Can't even be mad that he like
I ain't gonna
still
cap.
looks as
I ain't
young as
gonna
he
cap.
does.
When I first seen him in Spider-Man 4, I mean, he doesn't look as like a kid who should be in that suit. Like, I think if the suit would mature with what he looks like, I think it'd be different. Because this suit with like how old he looks, it just, for me, it looks a little weird. Am I tripping? Like, it's just
Well,
more.
I mean, yeah, that's the suit is never. It's not gonna change that drastically. What do you mean? He's not gonna wear like a trench coat or nothing like that,
Well,
man.
not a
He's just,
trench coat, but I mean, we could, adjust the eyes. We can make the mask look a little bit different. It doesn't have to look like how it looked in the first three Spider-Man movies, right? Like, we can make them look different. You don't have to necessarily do the interactive eyes either. You could do like those big goggles that Tasm probably had, but not exactly Tasm, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, a different suit would probably do him a lot better. But I understand that there's a lot of Spider-Man fans that are excited about this suit because he changed into the suit, and they were like, "Oh, it took us 3 movies to get into this, Spider-Man suit, and they're gonna get a completely new one in the fourth one." It's like, I get it. I wasn't really a fan of this one when it dropped at the end of No Way Home. So I mean, I was kind of hoping for something better when it actually rolled around to it.
I just enjoy that it's not as like light blue. I enjoy that it's kind of like a darker blue.
Yeah, they did kind of make the sides darker blue because at the
Yeah,
end of
because
No
in
Way
No
Home
Way
it was
Home,
brighter.
I hated how shiny that shit looked.
Okay. So we're good with Tom Holland continuing on as Spider-Man. I never really had an issue with him as Spider-Man. Him putting his own little limitation, but I know you had an issue with it. That's fine. I know your beef, but I think
I
your
never
beef
had.
runs to the behind the scenes of the camera.
Yeah, I never had beef with Tom Holland Spider Man. I had beef with the way they wrote him. That's different.
That is different. But yeah, so let us know what you guys think. Do we like Tom Holland as Spider-Man? He's gonna be playing for, in my opinion, quite a while. I don't think he's gonna be leaving anytime soon. So the fact that he kind of changed his quote is good. But there was a lot of people looking at him a little sideways when he first. So I think he kind of backtracked it in a good way. Also by kind of unveiling around literally around this time, he unveiled that Zendaya got her own line of Barrow drinks or Bevo drinks or whatever they're called. So he's doing what he can. Let us know what you guys think, though. Tom Holland is sticking around. Let us know if he should or should not. Moving on, Josh, we have quite a bit of DC stuff to talk about. While Marvel is running rampant with leaks, we're actually getting purposeful leaks from the DC side to kind of bring up the hype level for the DCU and what's going to be happening next. Obviously, Man of Tomorrow, Supergirl started wrapping up a lot of their advertising. We're going to be talking about some of the things that Jason Momoa has been kind of talking about as well. He's been wanting a R-rated Lobo. But we have to talk about these, little leaks that we got last week that we just could not talk about. First things first, Lex Luthor's war mech suit. I was going to say the Buzz Lightyear suit, but I don't want to be that mean. I'm going to let you be the mean one in this conversation, Josh. What do we think about Lex Luthor's suit? This big reveal. Obviously, this was a big monumental moment. We got this picture from James Gunn himself, and we also got a few videos and clips of the suit in its practical nature, basically going up against Superman himself. There's little things on here that I've seen people point out. He does have the Argus logo on his chest. It's not very much a Lex Luthor logo or the big L. This is like we talked about this before, Argus and whatever. James Gunn is kind of leading up to them being like, what I'm assuming is basically like the DCU version of what the MCU was kind of doing with Winter Soldier and stuff like that. Like the underground, like Hydra stuff. Like they're obviously behind the scenes, but they're military minded or whatever. It is what it's kind of giving to me. Like Argus is going to be that kind of entity. But what do you think about this suit? Obviously, I know your thoughts are going to be more critical, so I'm ready. Hit me with it.
I mean, man, It's cool, man. It's cool that they did it practically. I just, it looks bulky. It looks big. It looks a little disgusting. I would have preferred they do something a little different. But it is what it is. You know, I was expecting something a little more sleek, but that's fine.
A lot of people were doing this where I kind of want to do it too, where they put this picture side by side with Man of Steel's or Man of Tomorrow. And they put this picture side by side because, the last time we were going to get a Lex Luthor was Jesse Eisenberg and, in Zack Snyder's universe. And one of the, pictures that made its round from way before 2019 or 2020 was Lex Luthor in what looks to be General Zod's suit. It's repainted, and it was supposed to be, kind of continuing on from that era, or at least that universe. So kind of keeping it within continuity. This one, I thought they were doing the same thing. I thought this was kind of like the Hammer of Bolivia's mech suit or something, but it looks completely different. Maybe it is the same suit and he just changed it up. I'm not 100% sure. What do you think about like them trying to compare and contrast to what Zack Snyder was trying to do? It never really got into fruition, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Not really fair. I don't think that's fair. I keep the fight on shit that's actually happened, and that's just not fair. I don't think that's fair to say. I do think the concept of Lex making a suit out of Kryptonian armor is pretty cool. That sounds cool. He didn't make this one, or at least I don't think he made this one. If Argus made it, then he had no say in how it looks. It's just supposed to be something that gets him up into space and it makes him strong, like Superman, whatever. But yeah, no, I mean it's fine. Like that's the thing. I don't have much negative thoughts. I think I need to see it in its practicality before I see it.
So wait, you like the suit?
No, it's fine. I don't hate it or just like it. It's just like it's fine. It's something that exists.
Is it
that I have to acknowledge?
Is it comics accurate?
I mean, what does the comic one look like? This is like old Lex Luthor, bulky and shit.
This is what he looks like in the comics. This is the picture that he also posted when he was announcing that Lex Luthor was going to be in Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah, see, so why wouldn't he get like a...
Oh, shoot.
Why is he getting a fishbowl?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, if you look at it, I mean, it's bulky. That's usually what it's supposed to look like, bulky. But I know this is the picture that he kind of used. It's still bulky. It doesn't have the dome on its head. No, it doesn't. But it does have like the little sides, like if a dome should be there, as if like protection and whatnot. Which I'm sure it's supposed to be there because, if he, like you said, if you're planning to go into space, why wouldn't you make a mech suit that has a some kind of dome on top or a breather or something? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it makes sense for the suit. I personally think, and this is just coming from somebody who likes DC but doesn't really care about the comic, this shit looks kind of ugly to me. This looks like Buzz Lightyear to me. If we're going to do something like this, like my thing is that this looks more like a ploy to try to get, the toy sales and everything, which, I mean, toy sales are cool, but I mean, I think that, that was an issue with Superman 2025 was that, a lot of people really liked the fact that it was very comic booky, right? That it, it really, a lot of people said it's like jumping into a comic storyline and, you basically, you jump in and you jump out and it's a comic book or whatever. I don't like this aesthetic. I don't like this whole, it's a comic book, so it's supposed to look like this. I don't like it. It doesn't look cool to me, right? Now I know, it could look different in practicality, so I'm gonna let it ride a little bit. We do have some pictures of Corn Sweat, battle damaged Corn Sweat in his tidy whities. How do we like that? No, not, you gotta speak up. That's dead space.
Look, man, I'm sorry.
What do you think
I
about?
hate it.
I'm gonna ask
it.
you again, okay? And you're gonna speak up, okay? What do you think about David Cornsweat's battle damage suit with his tidy whities?
I hate it. I hate it with a passion. I don't think I'm ever gonna get over this suit. They need to change it immediately.
Do we not like his new look? He looks more rugged in this one, don't we think?
No, I don't think James Gunn can do rugged, so it doesn't even matter.
Okay. This was another look at Lex Luthor. You could see the Argus sign a lot more clear in this picture as well, but you can see inside he has his little doodads. Like we said, this is a practical suit. I mean, does James Gunn get points for the practicality of it?
I would say so.
Okay.
They totally could have CGI'd it. So
that is true. Superman facing off Lex Luthor right here, and what seems to be a gun that's going to be CGI'd later on. I'm pretty sure it's going to do some cool and then boom,
shoot kryptonite or something. Yeah,
and I'm assuming that's what's going to leave this right here, right after the little blast from this is probably going to leave all that soot on his armor, and then we get this shot as well of Lex Luthor and Superman. We also got a couple clips of the suit in actual motion, so I'm going to let you see that as well. No audio here, but he's standing in the street. It looks like he pointed to Superman, and he's basically like, "Stop right there!" And yeah, it's moving around. You got the lights on the side.
Not bad. I can get behind that. That's not bad. It's not too bad. It just looks bulky. I just think it looks bulky. I think it's fucking huge. Like, I think they could have probably made something a little sleeker for him, and it still get the point across. But it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Well, is this? I mean, I didn't expect this to go. I didn't expect me to be the guy to be shitting on this movie, and you're the one who's kind of praising it as like, oh, this is actually not that bad. You know what I'm saying? Is James Gunn turning a new leaf here? Is he actually giving the fans what he wants?
When is this question ever gonna not get tired of asking? No, dude. He can do all this shit. He can do everything in his power. It's still gonna be a Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff at the end of the day. So I don't understand. He can do shit like this, and it can kind of be like, oh, it's fine, it's cool, it's whatever, but we know who's working on this shit. We know his formula hasn't changed. We know. I'm not a believer. One suit does not make a man.
One suit does not make a man. That is a bar if I ever heard one, right? So I do think I wasn't excited for Superman. I'm not excited for Man of Tomorrow. I'm definitely not excited for Supergirl. And this stuff doesn't excite me. I gotta be honest. It looks ridiculous. And I personally, I know like you probably like it because it looks cool. And I mean, some people, I could probably get behind like, oh, it looks cool. Movie wise, practicality wise, and when it comes down to like me watching the film, I know it's just gonna be a giant distraction for me. I'm hoping that's not the case, but this did not excite me. This has not made me feel as if the same thing what you're saying. Like if James Gunn is turning, that's why like you're kind of praising it. I'm like, I don't feel like there's a new leaf is being turned here. I feel like this is the same stuff kind of happening. But you're kind of you're on my side that yeah, this is the same formulaic thing. But I think that you can agree with the masses when they're like, this suit kind of looks pretty cool. So I mean, I can see that side from you. But for me, I gotta say, the suit doesn't look cool for me, at all. I gotta say, like, it looks weird to me. I hate it. I hate the fact that he chose this. Like exactly what you said. If they were gonna go for a Lex Luthor look, it should have been sleeker. We're in 2026. We don't need this boxy, weird looking stuff. Like we're gotten to the point where, we should have gotten past Trunks on Superman, but yet we're still kind of lingering on that thing. So for me, this is just more of a I hope people really like it, and I'm sure all these comic book fans and everything are gonna really like this stuff. I gotta keep an eye on you though. I think James Gunn is poisoning you. Okay, I gotta say, I gotta be honest. And these little drops, I gotta stop.
This
bringing up
isn't
DC.
this isn't gonna save anything. This is the thing. His DC universe is still off to a bad start. We got lanterns with no green in it.
They fixed that, I think, in the last trailer. I think I recently watched, or literally, like not last night, the night before. I watched the Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds. Watched it with the boys.
Vibrantly green, that movie.
Yeah,
disgustingly green.
Me personally, I'm not
green.
doing no revisions. I think the movie's still trash, but I do think that movie is probably like the battleship of like the DC side, where like you could put it on and watch it, and like you could watch it, and it's not the best movie, but you can enjoy for what it brings. I mean, I don't like Taika Waititi in there. Kind of annoying. I don't know if you remember that he's in that film, but he is. And Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds is in there, and it just makes me think like, wow, these people turn into disgusting people in 23. You know what I mean? So it's like, what's happening here? But yeah, pop that in, and it's not as bad. But yeah, green. At least we're getting green on Lex Luthor's suit. All right, yay.
I guess, yeah.
Check out his suit though. Let us know what you guys think. And like I said, Superman is also getting kind of a makeover. Josh doesn't like the suit look, but he does look more, in my opinion, if they're actually trying to go down this vein of like Christopher Reeves, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Superman in 2025, they were going for this more happy. There's like this one picture that a lot of people like to use for Superman, and I kind of feel like that's what Corn Sweat was kind of was going for. There's one that they always use, and it's like him being happy. I know that they use this one as like the legacy one, but there's like one that a lot of people, he like just stands there and he's just like, you know, I think you know what I'm talking about. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Yeah, I don't know where to find it, but I know what I'm talking about. But a lot of people like to compare him to that Superman, where this image right here, at least where, you know, he's battle damaged and whatnot, it looks like he's like they're going down the Reeves page. It's not going comic booky. We're going more like, oh, nostalgia. Like, this is what people kind of liked about Superman. You know, the perfect, I guess, iteration of Superman, Christopher Reeves.
This is the same shit that they were peddling with the last one. So, I mean, I'm not really moved. So, that's my problem. I'm just not moved.
No. Obviously, if you don't like Corn Sweat, but I mean, I don't know if you can agree with me with this, but a lot of people kind of agree that Christopher Reeves is like that peak Superman, right? I know like some people were trying to make the argument that Tyler was kind of like that peak Superman or whatever, as of recently or whatever. But I know like a lot of people universally love Christopher Reeves, and everybody tries to aspire to be Reeves. You know what I mean? And I think that's what James Gunn kind of realized with the first Superman. Like, hey, like people like this Superman, but we got to get him more down to that, you know, that balance of like, you know, Christopher Reeves and not going too far on, you know, the Man of Steel and Henry Cavill side, unfortunately. I'm not speaking that unfortunately on my side. I'm speaking unfortunately like, you know, the zeitgeist, the social environment basically says, hey, Henry Cavill Superman is basically like the evil incarnation of Superman, which is unfortunate that he is kind of like looked at that way. But, you know, what can we do?
What can we do, indeed? I mean, I could probably get behind that thought, or like everyone unanimously, hands down, likes Christopher Reeve Superman. I think it's kind of dated, but you know, sure, why not?
Obviously the graphics and everything, but I mean, I think they think more of the essence of like what Superman. But yes, I think that's kind of like dated as well, because that Superman lived in a time where, you know, there wasn't cell phones and things weren't, you know, super complex. I feel like nowadays things are way more complex than what
exactly
back then was. So.
They're The dream is a little outdated. So, I mean, it's fine. It's no big deal. It's fine.
We'll have to wait and see. But check out these videos of Lex Luthor, the pictures. James Gunn did post them. These are actual photos circulating the internet because, you know, like I said, leaks happen. But with the DCU, it seems like they're purposeful, right? They do a lot of on-location recording, and they know that people are going to be there and taking pictures and whatnot. So they know that this is kind of like a way to get the hype train going without actually releasing a trailer and whatnot. Doing kind of like a temperature check as well. But let us know what you guys think. Moving on, Josh, we don't talk a lot about gaming on this podcast, but this one seems like we have to talk about it just a little bit. A Batman prequel game is reportedly in development at Rocksteady Studios. And this particular game is important because James Gunn is going to be involved. Rocksteady is going to be working with DC Studios to make a prequel Batman game that is supposed to be canon to the DCU. They're going to get a Batman. I'm assuming we're going to get our first glimpse of what our DCU Batman not only is going to be like agility wise, you know, what kind of Batman we're going to be dealing with in this universe, but what actor is basically going to be playing. And I can't think of a cooler way of unveiling an actor than in a video game. Now, with that being said, I can't think of a lamer person to be doing this plan than James Gunn. So, with all that, Rocksteady has also been kind of on a weird decline because, you know, we did get that Suicide Squad game and it did not do amazing. There's a big question mark here for me, and, you know, concept sounds cool, but the other two things are kind of riding against it. Josh, are we excited to be able to possibly play a DCU prequel game before actually meeting said character in the movies, a TV show, or at least in the DCU in general?
I mean, okay, first off, I gotta address the Rocksteady stuff. It's not fair that you bully them like this for one Suicide Squad game. I don't think that's fair. I do think the concept of that game needed to be a little bit more fleshed out. I think the leaks hurt it, and I think that you know, they were just trying to do something live service, and live service games kind of suck. So yeah, I think they were trying to go for like the Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy type of feel. It didn't work out. So it's not completely on them. Rocksteady gave us 3 banger Batman games, okay?
And
So it's
then
not
fell off.
completely. Well, I mean, they've been working on GTA. Apparently, that's a lot for them.
Rocksteady is
Apparently,
not,
they can only do one game at a
not
time.
Rockstar. Rocksteady is not Rockstar. Sorry.
Oh, my bad. Okay, never mind then. I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, Rockstar is different. But GTA 6 is coming out pretty soon. I gotta wait, but yeah, Rocksteady.
Okay, if Rocksteady can do a Batman prequel game for the DCU, I mean, that's fine. I hope it's the same mechanics. It still moves like the Arkham games. If not, the Arkham games will still be the definitive Batman games. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. You're talking about video game wise.
Right.
But I did also say that we're not just a video game podcast, right? We're not a video game podcast. We're a FilmBros podcast. So video game obviously sounds like fun. Yay, we get to play the video game. Yeah. DCU wise, the ties that come into the DCU, because James Gunn is going to be on this, and he's also going to be, like I said, revealing not only Batman's characteristics through a game, okay? We're also going to be revealing Batman himself, as in we have to have the actor play in this video game in order for him to jump into live action. This is not just you can shadow him up in a no-name whatever the fuck DCU animation show,
cartoon.
Right? In a cartoon. Yeah. This has to be like full blown. You got to show us what this DC, because if you're telling us this is going to be the Batman that jumps into the movies, that this is, you know, your plan to implement, you know, Batman and these heroes going from movies to TV shows to video games and all becoming under one banner, blah, 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 blah. Like, if this is the step that you're going, I personally would have thought, hey, let's put Batman in a movie first and then we make a game about him and then we can announce a prequel and all that stuff or whatever. But it sounds like we're going to get our first reveal for all thing Batman within the DCU in a video game.
I think it's stupid. I think that's so stupid. I think that's got to be one of the worst ways to introduce a potential mainline character into your DCU. You're so focused on all these side people, you can't get Batman in there. You got to make a game first. Get the fuck. What if the game flops? What if the game doesn't sell right? What if the game leaks? What if the game gets scrapped? What if no one plays
and now you're
it?
getting my dilemma. Okay, now I'm not trying to shit on Rocksteady, but what I'm saying is that we have a
James Gunn's
platform
plan is stupid.
We do have a platform to to show off the DCU, but video games, same with movies, probably even worse. Those people are picky. You're picky about what video game you play because it's not like a movie where you take an hour and a half or 2 hours or whatever every day. You're taking 8 hours, 2 days, probably a week of this game or whatever. You know what I mean? Of just you nonstop grinding this game in order to play it. And if it's dog shit, and that's supposed to be the next thing that we're supposed to see him in is in the DCU, and we know that this game's dog shit. And let's just say we hate the Batman character. Let's just say on top of that, we hate the actual Batman character in there because Rocksteady did do some things back in the day with the Suicide Squad game that made people hate the Arkham Batman character in and itself. So, I mean, I'm not saying that Rocksteady is a failed gaming studio. What I'm saying is that they kind of missed the mark the last game, and we're kind of putting a lot of into them. We're also putting a lot into James Gunn to deliver something unique and different. When it comes to, this thing, we have never seen this before. So if this does happen and the game, like you said, fucking blows, what happens to the Batman of the DCU? You know what I mean? Like what goes on there next? Are we recasting him because the game blew? Like, are we just going to be like, okay, we're going to get a completely different actor and that game is non-canon now altogether? Like that could happen, but I feel like I'm going to be pissed off if that happens. You know what I mean? So...
Right. I mean, I don't think this is the actor's fault. Obviously. I think regardless of what happens to this game, he should continue to press on, but no one's going to turn a blind eye to a failed Batman game that's supposed to soft launch your character into a major universe.
Because this is not just like, if you're just, the moment you said James Gunn and DC Studios is involved and that the DCU, like, this is no longer just a video game where, like, if it sucks, you could just walk away from it. Like, this is now an active bridge to what, the universe that, I know what people could say, well, you say you don't like the DCU anyways. You guys don't like it. Why do you guys continue to watch it? We're DC fans. Right? Josh, we're DC fans. Like, let's just be honest. Like, yeah, we've not had the best time with DCU right now, but we're still going to check out DC stuff because it's DC stuff. This is a DC video game. When I heard about this, I was like, oh, cool. We're getting a new Batman game, and hopefully, we're going to get down the same vein of an Arkham-style game and blah, 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 blah. We are going to get something like that. But as I read the article, it said, hey, not only are we making this Batman game, but James Gunn is involved and DC Studios is involved. And this is supposed to be a prequel to what the DCU Batman is. So for me, the fact that it led down to this big road, this is not just a video game. This is like what, in my opinion, I mean, DCU is not, I mean, some people can try to spin in and be like, oh, Superman, and everybody loves Superman, and everybody loves the DCU, and everybody's going to come back for Supergirl and everything. Supergirl flops. That's going to be a problem. I think Clayface might be a breakout star in all of this, to be honest, just seeing how it's kind of being handled and all that. So I'm hoping that's going to be the case. But if this DCU Batman is basically going to be, it's obviously not going to be the follow-up. It's going to take a couple years, so there's going to be a couple other movies in between and whatnot. That means that we're waiting for a DCU Batman to basically come out until, 2028? 2029? I don't know. This just seems like we could make this game in the background, but also introduce Batman into the universe as well. Which, I mean, could it possibly happen in Man of Tomorrow? Maybe, because, There is rumors that, Wonder Woman might be there. We don't know yet. Obviously, Peacemaker. There's going to be a whole roster of people. So we could see, Batman jump in for like a second,
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I kind of feel like could be one of the worst things to happen, because Arkham Trilogy is great. That's not the one it has to compete with. I think on a gaming level, it has to compete with like Origins, and even then, Origins was still pretty good. So this game has a lot of shit going on with itself.
I was gonna say, it sounds like you're trying to add padding, but all those Batman games that came before it were really great. Like the only real, and it wasn't even a Batman game. It was just the fact that they put what we thought was the Arkham Batman into the Suicide Squad and basically doing him in unceremoniously, right? And at the end of the day, we did see that he wound up surviving or whatever, blah blah blah. It was fake, whatever. But when that happened, I think that was like the big deal when it came down to it. So I mean, it's not necessarily that they don't know how to do a Batman game. It's just that they don't know how to. As of recently, like you said, live service or whatever, that's probably something different. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to see when we're getting a Batman within our DCU. We went from Gods and Monsters to the Superman saga to now getting Batman in a video game first.
It's not looking good.
What the fuck?
It's not looking good.
What the fuck? But I guess at this point, we have to wait and see. I think this is just a wait and see moment. The DCU, depending on who you ask, is very much on a 50-50 scale, right? It's either really good, taking off really great, or it's having some trouble. And people are not really vibing with it. So as time goes on, obviously we're going to see what happens with the DCU. But I do think, this ambitious thing of wanting to go into video games and cartoons, it's great on paper, but kind of like what Marvel did, and I mean, we're talking back, way back to like 2008, 9, whatever. Like they started, I don't want to be that guy because I know obviously you can do the thing where it's like make full-blown roster movies and make it work at the same time. Like we've seen it happen. But I do think with obviously the history that the DC has, the DCU and everything, like this obviously has to be a weird step for the future where in a way you should probably start with some solo films. I at this point, like just if that's what the fans have been wanting, just start with the solo films so we don't have any issues down the road. But this just seems like a big issue just waiting to happen. But we'll just have to wait and see. Let us know what you guys think. Moving on, Josh, Batman Part 2 is having a little bit of an issue. Now, I don't think it's an issue for me, so to say, but some people are actually running and going real crazy about this. So we did talk about this. Snyder a couple months ago broke the news that Sebastian Stan will potentially be playing Two-Face, Harvey Dent himself, in the Batman Part 2. Obviously, we've been having a lot of rumors where there was a lot of like change-ups. There was, Harvey Dent was one of those characters that a lot of people were passing on. A lot of bigger names were kind of passing on. And then it wound up eventually landing on Sebastian Stan. So we thought. So Deadline wound up breaking the news that apparently he is not playing Harvey Dent himself, but that Brian Tyree Henry is going to be playing Harvey Dent. And the Insider basically came out and said, hey, I did say that, but it sounds like they're doing some switcheroo stuff, and that Sebastian Stan will actually be playing Victor Zsasz. Now, a lot of people in the community are kind of going around and they're saying, well, Brian T. Henry is black. It's like, how is he going to play Two-Face? And I don't think that's an issue for me per se. I'm more thinking like, okay, at one point Sebastian Stan, who in my opinion would be perfect for Harvey Dent, is now being switched out, or was already switched out, but we just didn't know. Sebastian Stan playing Victor's ass isn't bad. I don't think Brian Tyree Henry playing Harvey Dent is bad for me. But I did see the internet, and it looks like it's bad for some people. Josh, what do we think about not only switching these roles, but I'm going to say what a lot of people on the internet were saying, but race bending Harvey Dent as well?
I don't have a problem with this. I've never had a problem with like race bending anybody. I don't unless their race matters to the role. I don't have a problem with like things like that. I think anyone that has a problem with this needs to cope and get in line, because I mean, the Batman Part 2 had a black Commissioner Gordon. What are you gonna do? You cannot watch it. That's fine, but I don't think this has any significance.
One thing that I do kind of weigh significant wise, right, is that I don't think Tyree has the chops. I'm sorry. I don't think Brian has the chops to pull off a Harvey Dent. I think Sebastian Stan was kind of perfect. Now, do I think Tyree could play like a Victor's ass or something? I don't know. That's kind of a different ballpark too. Can he do crazy? Maybe. I think anybody can basically do crazy. It's pretty easy. But I don't know. I kind of feel like Sebastian Stan was kind of like a perfect fit, and now he's being changed up. Now, like I said, this could be a ploy. This could be kind of like to throw off the scent. Could Brian Tyree actually play Harvey Dent? Yes. Or this could be something where like, hey, we just want to keep everybody kind of guessing until the movie actually comes out, and Sebastian Stan winds up being revealed, whatever, blah blah blah. It could happen. I don't know, but as of right now, it's just I not race bending wise. This is a purely acting chop wise. I don't think that he can handle that role. I haven't seen him in a role like that.
I don't know. I think he can do it, and I think if anyone can do it or bring it out of him, at least it's gonna be Matt Reeves.
That is true. A great director can really do wonders for the actor for sure. I don't know. This one was kind of weird for me. I do think it was kind of weird that a lot of people were running around being like, oh, it's because he's black and blah blah blah. It's like, I don't think that that's an issue. I think if like obviously he's not built for it, but if what's his name? If Jonathan Majors were to try to get this role, I think he would have done amazing. I think if Michael B. Jordan would have probably tried it, I think he would have probably been a better fit physically wise and also acting chop wise. So I mean that would have kind of been like a dream, I'm pretty sure. But I don't know. I don't think he got it. I don't know.
I can see it. I can only imagine what Matt Reeves is cooking, and like, I mean, if this throws people off, even better. It kind of shows. It's kind of like a pump fake into bigotry. It's crazy. You know what I mean?
That is true. That is true. So if you didn't like this, y'all gotta go and watch a different movie, because you guys have a lot of opinions on the internet about this shit. So it's crazy for me. But let us know what you guys think. Sebastian Stan has yet again lost the role to another black guy, and that's okay. It happens. It's fine. I'm just hoping that Brian does a really good job when it comes down to the acting wise to this movie. When it comes down to Two-Face. But we haven't had a lot of iterations, so I can't really be like, oh, there's a lot to basically go by. Tommy Lee Jones and the guy who did it in The Dark Knight and whatnot. There's a bar, and we have to see if he can reach it. Yeah. So let us know what you guys think. We're gonna be moving on. All right, Josh. So moving on here, we do have what I believe is probably the seal the deal, nail in the coffin. It's happening. Apparently, the Justice Department is approving the acquisition between Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount. Now, this was kind of an issue. There's been conversations. People have been talking about this. Obviously, will Paramount be able to merge with Warner Brothers? Obviously, there was a bunch of hurdles that were supposed to happen, DOJ-wise, basically on the whole federal side, right? Everybody was basically like, this is a monopoly, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be a big deal. is going through. Now, this is not the official word, but apparently this is what's happening behind the scenes. It's going through. Now, a lot of people are like, well, we didn't even think this administration was going to stop it. So, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, we're not in that business. If they choose not to stop it, that's on them. Obviously, we've talked about this. We literally got our president getting a Rush Hour 4 because he said he liked the movie. So, I mean, obviously with the administration that we have right here, there's going to be some leeway with certain things. And, a lot of people just find their opportunity and their window, and this is their window. Paramount is accusing Netflix, though, of going on a scorched earth campaign against this Warner Brothers deal, saying that Ted Sarandos is, literally going up to politicians and basically trying to ruin this deal. That Netflix is going to like I said, to the Department of Justice, and saying that this is a panic level response, that they need a panic level response, that just how seriously Netflix is basically scaling Paramount as a competitor at this point, especially with obviously Warner Brothers Discovery being bought out by them. They're going to the antitrust division, basically saying that there's merits for investigation. And this is all coming from the Paramount side, though. So this is not Netflix or any, DOJ coming out. This is all Paramount basically saying Netflix is trying to stop our deal. Paramount, didn't you do that to Netflix? Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I mean, I just think that that's what basically happens. And if they're going to try to the very end. If the deal was at one point about to be signed, actually, they already signed the deal and everything, and Paramount went to the shareholders to basically be like, hey, we're going to stop this. I think Netflix has every right and way to say, hey, we're going to go even higher and try to stop it at that level. You know what I mean? It's still a bad thing, but Paramount's going to take it. It seems like it's all but a done deal at this point. It looks like they did fast track it, where a lot of this talk of Paramount actually getting the merger, through DOJ and all that stuff, it wasn't going to happen till later in 2026, around November, December, all that good stuff, October maybe. But it seems like fun in the sun, summertime, Paramount's going to be getting that deal closed. So, I mean, obviously we rooted for this side. I rooted for this side. I think you were on Netflix side at first, and then you eventually jumped over to the correct side, and that's okay.
I was never on Netflix's side.
I swear you said, I want Netflix to win. I swear you said that.
That's ridiculous. I've never said that. That's ridiculous. Yes, let me root for the people that don't want to be interested in people that don't talk about movies. Come on now. Netflix is a joke at this moment. I can't.
So much of a joke that they are actively trying to squash this merger. So,
unfortunately.
And, this is kind of lead us to our next thing. So, congratulations, Paramount. You guys are winning. It's going to happen possibly. Great. But you're basically leading me to the final topic on this little train here, and that is Netflix's chief film guy, basically Dan Lin, the second in command to what I assume is Ted Sarandos when it comes to like films and movies and whatnot. Is basically coming out to say, hey, we are not working with any directors who want a theatrical release. This has been something that we've been talking about. When Dan Lin took the chair, we said, hey, he's going to basically try to make movies as great as possible and do what he needs to do to basically get those movies to propel as amazing. Like Netflix, the days of Netflix just making content and putting it out are done. And we're going to move forward from that, right? Dan Lin has not done anything to change said course. Now, have we gotten a couple decent movies out of it? And I mean, kind of.
Not really.
No, like, can you think of a Netflix movie that was like a smash hit under Dan Lin's rule? And he started in 2023, so it's been like 3 years.
The only one I can think about is K-pop Demon Hunters, but I mean, that's Sony kind of dropping it off at their doorstep, pre-made.
Right.
If we're looking for something Netflix made in-house,
I don't think anything. I don't think anything really stuck.
When did Extraction come out?
That was before Dan Lin.
Okay, then no.
Yeah.
I guess
I was thinking
not.
Extraction too, but yeah, that was before him as well. So, and even then, no theatrical releases. Then it was like far in between. You would probably get it once in a while, but it would never happen. But he is doubling down and saying that he basically is not working with any directors who want a theatrical opening there. And he has this to say. Danlin says, there's a group of filmmakers who still want theatrical. Those are filmmakers that we've accepted we just cannot work with. In the interview, he does note that Narnia is going to be the sole exception to this quote that he's basically saying. He says, because I have such a huge slate, my job is very different from other studio chairman jobs. He says, I can't impose my taste on the slate, but I can impose a way of making movies. I can impose a way of how we want to work with the filmmakers. I think people on the outside are pretty clear on what I'm going for, making someone's favorite movie in a specific genre, focusing on a variety and quality, and making Netflix the best place for filmmakers to work. And obviously he went down to say more movies that he's going to be making, more rom-coms. He wants to do more comedies, book adaptations and whatnot. But for the most part, he's basically saying we're not working with any studio filmmakers. Now, the way he worded it in this article kind of makes me think like Ted Sarandos says, hey, we're not working with those people, so you can't work with those people. That's kind of like the way I kind of took it. Basically saying like the chain of command says we can't do that, so the only thing that I can focus on is what is at hand, and that's basically putting all these movies out on streaming and figuring out the best place to put that. If somebody comes in to basically say, hey, I want to do a movie for Netflix, but it got to go theatrical, it's basically gumming up Danlin's works, because now he has to go up to the top and ask them, and he's probably going to get no, and then he has to go back down and still go back to status quo. So it's like, it's just it kind of affirms to me that, even though Ted Sarandos was over here speaking like, hey, yeah, we're totally into theater and Warner Brothers, and we're going to want the best outcome, and we're going to go box office and whatnot. Like I said, a sign of good faith, we've talked about this before, but a sign of good faith would put movies in the box office, the theatrical, without this merger being like the main reason for you to do that. You know what I mean? Like, just do it out of your own free will. But you guys basically coming out to say your own, your own executive guy, Dan Lin, who's supposed to be shuffling this around, basically said, I can't talk to those people. That's just not going to happen. So, some bullshit, right?
Bullshit. So, I mean, not to fucking reiterate, but dude, Netflix is going to want to do DC movies in theaters. That's something we came up with. They're going to still want to do IMAX releases. They're still going to want to do this. It was lies so he can win. It was all lies. It wasn't going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They didn't want it. They just were saying whatever came to mind. We knew it. We knew Ted Sarandos was full of shit. That's not a big deal. I think him coming up and trying to get politicians to basically knock down the Paramount deal is kind of, it's a little scummy, but at the same time, Paramount was doing the same thing. So you can't, if you're going to call it out for one, you got to call it for the other.
Yeah.
So
but at least Paramount was still planning to do theatrical though. Like, that's just
right.
my thing.
Okay.
Like, you're
right.
trying to
but
gum up the works
scummy.
now. It's scummy. You're trying to gum up the works, but you're not even you don't even want theatrical. At least Paramount wants Warner Brothers and wants to make that happen, but Netflix is actively tripping up everybody just so they could do it their way anyways. It's not like they're trying to keep the status quo. That's why, like, right. Paramount seems scummy at the same time, and I know, like, a lot of people are like, well, Paramount and the way that they're going to go about it, whatever, blah, 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 but in a way, they're the lesser of two evils because they're trying to protect box office. They want movies to go to theaters. Like, that's like their whole goal. They know they're a legacy media, so they know where the money kind of comes from. Netflix obviously knows a different method of making money, but that's not what the masses want, I don't think. I mean, yeah, people want streaming stuff, but for the home, I like it too. It's cool. But Netflix hasn't put out anything that's worth talking about in years. in years. We talk about it for like a second and then that's it. I mean, the movie that we recently talked about earlier this year, the one with Alan Rickson, the robot one, that shit was
War Machine.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Then the Rip,
the R.I.P. They're getting sued right now. So I mean, look, the reason why I bring this up mostly, and we're gonna kind of move on from this after this, is like I see people on there still rooting for a Netflix victory. Like Netflix is gonna pull it out their ass or something like that. It's not gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. I always kind of knew Paramount was gonna kind of hold firm and pull out, even when Netflix was announcing their win back in December and whatnot. Like I knew that Paramount was gonna come out on top because Netflix doesn't have the what is it? They're trying to make people go one way when people want to still kind of stay here. And yeah, Netflix can be commended for trying to pave away a new path, and some people are taking that path and say, hey, streaming is better than going to the movies anyways, blah, 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 blah. That's still a minority compared to the majority. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we kind of need to go with the masses, and the masses say, we still want box office. We still want a place to go watch movies. We just want the movies to be good. Am I right? Like, that's just basically it. Like, that's what we want. We want movies in box office. We want to be able to go to the movies. We want to spend our money to go to the movies, but we want the movies to be worth it. Like, we're not spending damn near $100 for a movie that's ass. You know what I mean? Like, I could do that for free at home. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the way that it works. But let us know what you guys think. Dan Lin basically came out and said, hey, we're not working with theatrical. We're not doing that. Any director that says they want to do that, that's fine. And I know what you guys are thinking, but Greta Gerwig, you just said that. Greta Gerwig, yes. And I'm excited. But one in 50 movies? That just doesn't happen. You can't do that. You need to at least put, if Netflix was dedicated and put a dedicated 3 movies, they're like, hey, we got to make sure box office is great. We're going to dedicate 3 movies a year to at least box office, full-blown marketing, boom, boom, boom. Different story. We're not at that point, though. They give us Netflix teasers. The movie comes out. We're on to the next thing the very next day. So it is what it is.
Yeah, they actively said no. So
who said no?
Like, they're actively saying no to doing theater.
Basically, that's refusing directors just because they say, hey, I want a theatrical release. It's like
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Like, if you approach a Spielberg and he's like, I want theater, are you not going to get Spielberg just because he wants theater? Like, that's like a big name. You're just not going to get him because he wants a theatrical release? And does that mean that some of the directors that compromise and say, hey, we're going to just do streaming and not theatrical? Like, are they kind of folding? Is that like a fold?
A little bit. I would say it's different. It depends on the director and what they're doing. Like, if it's Zack Snyder or what's the other one? What's his name? Who did Glass Onion? David Fincher. David Fincher's another one.
Ryan.
Like, if they have contracts, and if they're doing movies for Netflix and they know they're not gonna do it, okay, fine. But if they're like, I want it, and then Netflix is like, no, and they're like, all right, fine. Then I guess that's folding. But you have contracts to make Netflix stuff. Theater isn't in the contract at all. You can't be too mad at that.
Yeah, because I know, I hate to use Zack Snyder as an example, but he's kind of like a good example because he did have a really good relationship with Netflix to the point where he, had a lot of leeway, and that, I think that was kind of like my argument for him, was that they basically said, hey, you can make whatever the fuck you want. Just make it for Netflix. You know what I mean? And so he basically had full control of his movies 100%. And obviously they try to, what is it called? Capitalize on the whole Snyder cut stuff or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then as soon as Dan Lin came in, he cut that shit out. So it's like, it was a really good deal for him. And then eventually Dan Lin came in and saw, hey, we're not doing the numbers that you're supposed to be doing, and basically gave him that ultimatum. And Zack Snyder said, okay, well, I'm moving on at this point. So it's like, for me, it is kind of folding in a way, unless you're getting everything that you want in that contract, if that makes sense, right? And then the moment that you stop getting what you want in that contract, then you just walk away. Then that means you're not folding. You're doing what artistically drives you, right? And if the company says, "Hey, you can't do that," and it stops your artistic creativity and you move on, that's something different. So if you're actively wanting theatrical and they fucking maim you and say, "Hey, you're not getting that shit. We're neutering you from the fucking nuts, and you're gonna do a fucking streaming release," then that's folding. I find that to be folding. But let us know what you guys think. We are going to be moving on. We're getting around to the trailers pretty soon. But last topic before we get to that, 24 Jump Street is now in the works with Channing Tatum, Jonah Hill, and Ice Cube in talks to return. I thought this was kind of like a funny thing because they were like, "Oh, we took so long, we had to jump a movie. So instead of doing 23 Jump Street, they're going to go, what is it? 22 Jump Street. 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, and then 24 Jump Street." So they're basically going to be jumping over. And we got to talk about the whole picture here. This would not be happening if Scary Movie did not do amazing. Now, Scary Movie is knocking people's socks off. I've not heard about the jokes being too raunchy. Apparently people are understanding that this is a joke. We are finally moving on from this whole 2016 to 2022 woke era, cancel people for comedy. Apparently Scary Movie is hitting all the right marks. Every cylinder is on go. It's making money. It's doing what it needs to do. And that's what it got 24 Jump Street explicitly greenlit after years of waiting. After 22 Jump Street basically finished, everybody had their final laugh with them. There was a credit scene of like future movies that we were possibly going to get. There was a whole rumor that Men in Black and 21 Jump Street are basically going to cross over and they're going to be in the MIB thing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like there was so many things happening. Now we're getting to that point, and we all just got to thank Scary Movie for this. Josh, what do you think about 24 Jump Street? I know you were probably a fan of the first two. My name is Jeff, right? I'm pretty sure you were happy about that. You probably were brain stimming all over the place when that came out for sure. What do you think about these news? And I mean, basically Scary Movie being the reason why this movie is going to happen.
I think it's great. I think having seen Scary Movie myself, I think that's pretty cool. I think that means we're going to get a bunch more. We're going to get White Chicks 2. We're going to get all kinds of raunchy stuff coming back. So I mean, that's cool. That's fine. That's fun. A 24 Jump Street movie with everyone coming back sounds fun. If we can get Dave Franco back, cool. If we can get what's his name, who was also in the first one, back, the gym coach, like if we can get them all back in some form of way, that'd be cool. If we can get Johnny Depp back, that'd be kind of funny too.
Well, he died in the first one, but yeah.
Okay, but who's say he can't survive? You know what I mean?
I guess
no one says that.
But yeah, I do think that this is cool. In my opinion, this is kind of like the movie I've been waiting for years. I was a fan of 21 Jump Street when it released. I was a fan of 22 Jump Street. I like these movies were like my life in high school. The Jump Street movies, these were great. And so the fact that I got out of high school and I never got any other ones, I was like, oh wow, the landscape must be changing. And now it's changing again. We're finally getting to that point. I got to still watch Scary Movie, but it's doing good. It's doing amazing. And, you got to thank the Wayans. Like, they went into hiding after the whole Scary Movie 3 fiasco and Weinstein and whatever, blah, 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 blah. Years of hiatus, and then they just come back and knock it out the park. Like, hats off to them. There's no other family like the Wayans doing it, like 100%. And I know his whole family was probably in that movie, like his kids and everything. Am I right? Like, they were all up in that movie for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, exciting stuff. I can't wait to see all these people if they all do return. I gotta say they are just a little bit. They are all real old.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that's gonna play into the whole thing. We might even get a younger cast, like Charlemagne and Holland. I don't know, somebody that looks younger. You know what I mean?
Charlemagne in a comedy movie like 24 Jump Street would be like, I think it would be the boost he needs for his career. I think he needs to stop taking himself so seriously and do like a role in that vein of like just not taking himself so seriously, and I think he would fare better, a lot better.
Maybe you might be right. Just humble him a little bit. Maybe.
Yeah, because I mean, you can't go from like Marty Supreme to like all these Dune and all these big roles and everything. Like you make it seem like these other roles are beneath you. Not saying that he got an offer, but it would be really cool to see him actually do some comedy stuff, especially seeing like he did like that whole rapping freestyle when they were like accusing him of being like that random UK rapper and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like they were like he'll do goofy stuff like that, but he won't put it on wax like on a movie or something. So we need something like that to happen. If you guys count that movie up on Netflix, it doesn't count. That he was in it for like 2 seconds, and it wasn't even that funny. So, what was it called? It's Don't Look Up. It was with Leonardo DiCaprio, Jonah Hill, I think was in that one too. I don't know. But let us know what you guys think. 24 Jump Street is on the menu finally after years of waiting. When did 22 Jump Street come out? I did say high school, but
2017, no? That's what I thought.
2014. That was my like literally last year of high school. So that means the first one came out of my freshman year because I remember I like watching it 2012. So like 3 years before. Oh my God, it's been so long, but we're finally gonna see them again. I can't wait. Isn't it gonna be great?
It is gonna be great. I can't be mad at this. I'm excited. I can't wait for this.
All right, we'll have to wait to see. Moving on, Josh, we're finally at the end here. There is a couple more that I wanted to talk about. I mean, Jason Momoa is not going to be in Helldivers. Womp womp. Not really too worried about that. I guess we'll have to wait to see who comes out with that role. Hopefully somebody cool, and not Jason Momoa. I'm sorry, he's been rubbing me the wrong way. And Zack Snyder's going to be directing an Escape from New York remake, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, cool. That's pretty cool.
Couple movies in the works that are actively going to be made. And then, like I said, Jason Momoa is not going to be in Helldivers.
Womp womp. He's too busy doing Lobo.
Yeah, too busy doing Lobo. Possibly going to get an R-rated Lobo. Who knows? Justin Lin's still directing, but, we just need a different lead. Hopefully he does not get Vin Diesel. I don't want to see a Vin Diesel in a Helldivers movie.
All right, man. You just hate fun.
He's gonna be like, "Stop killing the automatons. We're all family." It's gonna be like that.
He's gonna have his fucking car mowing down the automatons. That'd be fucking cool.
That bugs splattering all over his windshield and everything.
Look. I'm just saying, if Vin Diesel hadn't found his bread and butter with the Fast and Furious franchise, he'd be a lot more serious. You watch Riddick?
His bread and butter that fucking The Rock had to go and reheat for him. What the hell? And then as soon as he
wow.
I call it as I sees it. Okay? It starts to die. You get The Rock to come and pump some life into the thing. He walks away. Wow. The movies suck again, and then you beg him to come back because you know that he's the fucking breath of fresh air.
Okay, all right.
He only gets a cutscene at the very end of the movie, and hopefully you get that next one, but it's not gonna happen. It just sucks.
No.
You know.
You're not gonna. No.
You know.
No. You spitting disgustingly. You spitting. You hucking to it. It's disgusting. Stop it.
It was a disgusting spitting, but I'm telling
we're
you.
We're not gonna do that because that's crazy. I was just trying to say that Vin Diesel would be a lot more different if he had stopped making the movies a long time ago. Because I was seeing Riddick and stuff, and I was like, damn, he used to take himself so seriously, but no. Now he doesn't. It's unfortunate. Yeah. But we're not going to dive into that. That's a conversation for another day.
So who could be in the Helldivers real quick? Who would be the lead for you? I got to say, we haven't seen him that often, but I think Josh Hutcherson would probably make a good Helldivers.
Jack Black.
What the He's already in Minecraft. You can't do that.
Josh Hutcherson would be actually a pretty good pick.
I think he would because he has that face of oh, I signed up for the wrong thing, and I think Helldivers is basically that, right? Like they kind of entice you, and then when you get down there, it's what am I doing? So I feel like he would make a perfect fit for something like that.
Yeah, him to be the unserious one, and then a cast of all serious people around him would be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, like a
Like
Idris
imagine you get
Elba.
Josh Hutcherson. Yeah, Josh Hutcherson as the main guy. Yeah, Idris Elba as like the general. You get like Jake Gyllenhaal as like a cadet or something like that. Like, I could see that being the best, and funniest way to do this.
Yeah, but to when I heard Jason Momoa, I'm like, wow, we're really gonna put this movie on his back. I don't know if we can do that. So it's good to hear that we're not gonna do that, and we're gonna be moving down a different path. So that's really good.
Right.
But let us know what you guys think. Jason Momoa did exit the Helldivers movie. Let us know who could take that spot. And like I said, Zack Snyder is making a remake to Escape from New York, and that's really fun because, you know, if you've seen the original, obviously John Carpenter was the original mind when it comes to that. So I mean, if you haven't seen it, I say go check it out. The remake is going to be amazing. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot more bloody, a lot more gory, 100% because Zack Snyder's doing it. But I think a movie like that deserves it. And if you guys watch it, you guys are going to understand why. But let us know what you guys think, and let's get to these trailers. Josh, we have a full-blown trailer for The End of Oak Street. We did watch the teaser trailer, which kind of gave you a glimpse of what's happening. I'm kind of excited for this. I think I've talked to you about this off the pod as well. I'm excited for this because of the potential connection that it could possibly have with the Cloverfield movies. I am a Cloverfield fan. I am fucking neck deep in the lore, okay? And I've just been waiting for the next big Cloverfield thing to happen. And if this is kind of like that little leeway, especially knowing kind of like the lore behind it, like, you know, J.J. Abrams basically kind of sprinkles his Cloverfield little crumbs everywhere. I'm kind of hoping that, you know, this trailer kind of unveils that. I mean, I'm not hoping the whole picture is unveiled. Obviously, it's just a trailer, but I'm hoping that we're going down that road.
Right.
Are you kind of on the same boat with me? Or
I mean, yeah, I like the Cloverfield stuff. I think that might be down the same vein, and I think this movie's stacked. I think we saw the teaser for it. I think it's gonna be great.
Okay, let's jump into it and see what happens, and if the movie unveils a little bit more.
Anybody else see that weird light last night?
What weird light?
The wind was blowing all crazy. Starbuck was freaked out and barking.
Could have been lights from a helicopter.
Or a UFO? Aliens.
Shut up, Dad.
Water's not working.
Looks like the whole neighborhood's lost power.
What the hell was that?
We can't leave.
I think that our neighborhood, our house, our whole street has moved.
How the hell is that even possible?
Get out of there! Run!
What the hell's going on?
Get inside now!
We just heard a gunshot!
I don't need you to worry for me, 'cause I'm alright.
Gather supplies. Grab anything you can use as a weapon. What are we gonna do?
We're gonna survive. God's not gonna let us die here.
Greg, you only go to church at Christmas and now you're telling the kids God's looking out for us?
What about the people who are out there getting eaten?
David Robert Mitchell. It looks really good. I'm very excited. You know, I would hate to be the neighbor who got the head chomped off because they just were not paying attention.
Yeah, straight up freaking obliterated, dude. Insane.
Like you tell him to go inside the house and she just still like I'm just going outside for the garden and a dinosaur bites my head. The first trailer looked really good. I really enjoyed this trailer. I'm hoping that there is that connection. I can only theorize and probably think of ways that they could fit in. At the end of it, I'm gonna watch this movie. This looks really good.
It does look really good. I think seeing these two is gonna be great.
Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor.
Yeah. A matchup I didn't know I needed, but welcome for sure.
It's true. One thing that I kind of noticed in mediums, and obviously it's been kind of more, it's been happening a lot more. Not so much in the Jurassic Park movies, but I think in other dinosaur movies, and I'm pretty sure Jurassic Park's gonna be going down that road pretty soon too. Actually, they did it in the last trilogy one with Chris Pratt and everything. But like the dinosaurs are having more fur on them. And as a kid who kind of grew up without the fur, kind of fucking sucks for me a little bit. But I mean, I don't know. Does that kind of bother you when it comes down to like dinosaur movies, or at least when they dinosaurs?
I mean, you think it would get a little bit more accurate, that kind of stuff, because it's, like fur and feathers and whatnot. But I just think that that's like the thing people don't know. You know what I mean? So I think to change up dinosaurs in its medium would be kind of weird. You know what I mean? And like, what? That's weird. Why wouldn't they give it feathers? But it's like, well, if they would have feathers, then you're like, oh, that's cool. But nah, I don't think general audiences care like that.
It's just kind of like a new way of like imagining the creature kind of thing. Like it's like, we grew up with furless dinosaurs, but now they're putting them in movies like that just to like kind of change it up or give them a new way of like looking or something like that to not make them so stale. I could get that. I can understand that. I mean, I really don't want to go into that whole theory of like dinosaurs are actually dragons and shit like that. That's a little scary. So I mean,
why, man? Jesus.
I don't know if you've seen that. That like literally the whole feather on dinosaurs in movies kind of put me down this whole like rabbit hole one day. It was like a while ago. That's why I kind of it reminded me today. But like literally, it went down this rabbit hole of like, oh yeah, they probably had feathers and stuff like that. To like the T-Rex arms, the reason why they're like small is because like if you look at birds and stuff, like their arms are small, but they have wings. You know what I mean? Like that, like when they're like obviously alive, they have wings and everything like that. But when they're dead, they're like small chicken arms. So they're like, oh, the T-Rex could have possibly been like a giant like dragon just flying the sky and blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, that sounds more terrifying than tiny arms that can't reach you. You know what I mean? If you're like in a corner. Right. What is it like in Meet the Robinsons when it's like, I got a big head and little arms.
And little arms.
So it's like, that's way more scary than thinking like, oh yeah, they just have tiny arms and they're goofy because they got big heads and shit. You know what I mean? So it just depends. But yeah, the End of Oak Street trailer is out right now. It looks exciting. I think me and Josh are both on the same page that we're going to be watching this for sure. And if you're one of those people that have a problem with feathers on dinosaurs, there's feathers on dinosaurs in this movie. So
right.
Be prepared to have your eyes assaulted in the theater. You're just going to be like, feather, I gotta leave. Let us know what you guys think. Moving on, Josh, we have a Mark Wahlberg and a Yahya Mateen film. They're going to be working together for a Paramount movie called By Any Means. I've been seeing this trailer go around, and a lot of people have been praising it for it just apparently being amazing. I don't know how well Mark Wahlberg can do, especially after seeing that stupid plane movie I watched like not too long ago. And then I've also watched that Playdate one that was on Amazon. Mark Wahlberg, with as busy as his schedule is, can somehow make time for bullshit ass movies. Let's just be honest. Like, did you hear about his schedule real quick?
No.
I don't know if you've seen that. Mark Wahlberg, basically his schedule leaked online, and it's like he wakes up at 3, works out, goes like on a run or whatever, gets his breakfast, gets ready, goes to church, goes back to work out, he eats like 5 meals or 6 meals in a day. Like he eats pre-breakfast, breakfast, and then he goes through his day, eats pre-lunch, lunch, and then goes through his day, dinner, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he works out and he does all this stuff. Literally every hour, minute is like dialed down to this man. and he still has time to make bullshit. So I don't understand how that works, but hopefully this movie's good and it's not bullshit. Have not seen the trailer, but I do know Mark Wahlberg and his work has not been the best. So I'm hoping
I think I saw this one in front of one of the movies we went to.
Okay, so
I can't remember which one. Yeah, so I might have seen this already.
Okay, well
let's get it. Let's get to it.
All right.
Agent Strider, why did you join the Bureau?
I believe in justice, and I believe that Negroes have to be a part in getting it. Case after case, unsolved. 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 I can do more than sit behind a desk.
No one's talking to the FBI.
Not willingly, that is.
So what do you want to do?
Something unorthodox. You will be partnered with someone tied to organized crime.
Where the body's at, Eddie? I ain't telling you nothing. What the fuck are you supposed to be?
My driver?
Special Agent Wayne Strider, FBI.
Get the fuck out of here. Say hi, honey.
Hi, honey.
It's against protocol for me to join you in there.
Time for you to leave my shop.
You all right? Come here, let me ask you a question. I got it.
Get out of the car. We're gonna have some fun with you tonight.
You're right. That was fun.
You shot a cop.
Look around. There's no witness. There's no crime. Let's get out of here. Fucking starving. Let's go.
I ain't got nothing to say to no authorities.
Hey, we done yet?
Who's this?
That's my drive.
I knocked some fucking heads around and I cracked the case.
Making people disappear does not solve the problem.
Turn the other cheek. That ain't really working, is it?
To the devil I'm fine.
They came for me. My wife. What would you do?
I kill them all. Enemy is necessary.
Come on!
Let's end this.
One life, live it right now.
Can I get you some drinks?
Coffee.
How you take it?
Black.
Yeah, still as good as I first seen it. That still looks really good.
It looks good. Again, Yaya is gonna basically carry this film, and Mark Wahlberg is gonna do what Mark Wahlberg does best, and that's Wahlberg it up. That's basically what he's gonna do.
I think it's gonna be great.
Again, yes,
I didn't know,
but Yaya is gonna be doing the heavy lifting here.
I didn't know that these two could work. Okay, sure. I didn't know that these two could work together so well. But yeah, no, this movie brings out what I think could be the best in both of them.
Yeah, I love how the dynamic works of them working together, where Yaya puts Mark Wahlberg on his back and just carries him through the movie. Like that's just basically that from this trailer. That's basically what I saw. This movie's gonna be great, but it's gonna be great off the back of Yaya. Can I ask for it any other way?
Yeah,
Probably
the same. Yeah, the same Yaya that did Wonder Man. All right, man. I don't know.
Hey, it was good, right?
It was like average. If we're talking MCU scale, it was better than half. But even then, that's not the metric.
All right. I'm gonna pull this card, okay? And you have no choice but to agree with me. You saw him in Candyman.
What the fuck does that guy? That has nothing to do with it. Mark Wahlberg has.
You know he got it.
Okay, and Mark Wahlberg don't have chops.
I'm not saying he don't, but you already know that he went from actually trying to now he's just Mark Wahlberg on screen. Like that's just how he is. It's kind of like it's kind of like The Rock, but Wahlberg. And I mean, you could choose who you can tolerate on where, kind of like who does what better, I guess, in their own way. But in my opinion, if you see, like I said, if you would have seen that plane one that I saw last year, that he put out, that Fast Trip, whatever it's called, the whatever, you can tell like he just does this shit for a check at this point. Like he's just doing shit and just he's himself. He's himself, and he's himself again. I'm not saying that himself cannot work on some movies, but it's kind of like The Rock. Like you can't just put yourself in every single movie and then just be like, oh, like not change yourself up, not try to give it a little bit more oomph or anything like that. Like you're just yourself in every single role. You know what I mean? And that's basically it. Ryan Reynolds does the same thing too. After Deadpool, like you can't see him in anything without him doing that whole Deadpool persona.
Yeah, man, I don't know.
Am I not right? Am I tripping? Like, is that not a thing that happens? I feel like it's true.
We haven't seen Ryan Reynolds.
Is no exception.
Yes, he is. We haven't seen Ryan Reynolds do anything outside of like, well, he did Deadpool. He did the Fall Guy. He hasn't done anything like with substance recently.
That's what I'm saying. It's all him doing his Deadpool shtick. Spirited, Free Guy, Red Notice. He does.
If was actually pretty good.
The Adam Project, he kind of switched it up a little bit, but still, obviously the little puns and stuff still kind of reminiscent of what he does with Deadpool. Underground 6 does the same thing. Hobbs and Shaw does the same thing. Bodyguard. Yeah. Life, he takes it seriously. Selfless, he takes it seriously, but those were pre-Deadpool.
Wahlberg. All I'm saying is Wahlberg deserves more respect, and the fact you're not giving it to him
he
sucks.
Don't deserve my respect. I'm saying that if you want respect, you can't just phone in your thing. You can't, same thing. Like I said, if you got that smoke for The Rock, I got that smoke for Ryan Reynolds. I got that smoke for Mark Wahlberg. I got that smoke for Bruce Willis when he was still making movies, because he would do the same thing. Like when Jason Statham, he's still making it work, but he's doing himself in every single movie. So it's like, eventually it's going to get stale. It hasn't yet, because he still can bring the action and everything, but eventually he's going to be like, well, come on, man. You're still doing this? Like, when are you going to tap in? And The Rock tried to tap in, but then he tapped right out. He was like, I'm going to do movies for the fans. I'm going to do Moana now.
All right, man. All right.
Let us know what you guys
think, though. Next
by
trailer.
Any means, will be in theaters in September. I can't wait to watch this one. I'm going to watch it. Yaya's definitely going to carry, like I said. And Mark Wahlberg is going to Wahlberg it up. That's where we're going to leave it at. Yes, 100%. Moving on. Let us know what you guys think. Josh, we have a new Eli Roth movie. The last time we saw him during Thanksgiving. Now we're getting another simple title, Ice Cream Man. We kind of saw a teaser trailer, which wasn't really much. It was just basically the camera panning through the neighborhood, and then you saw the little ice cream and whatever. It was pretty basic. I don't know if you remember it. It was like a while ago. We're actually getting a full-blown trailer now, red band trailer, so this might be actually interesting. I don't know if you were a fan of Thanksgiving. It took me a while to watch it. I kind of liked it for the gore and it was creative in the killing, but the story for myself wasn't that great. But I mean, what did you think about Thanksgiving?
I liked it. I mean, simple premise. The kills were kind of nice. But I mean, other than that, I mean, how good is a movie about a horror guy on Thanksgiving gonna be? You know what I mean?
Right. So, I mean, are we kind of thinking the same thing with, like, how good is a horror movie with, like, the Ice Cream Man going to be?
I think you get a little bit more creative in the ways that it gets done. Like, if he turns these motherfuckers into ice cream and sells it, that'd be pretty bad. That would get me. I'd be like, oh, every ice cream truck I'm going to look at funny. You know what I mean?
If I don't see a kill with an ice cream cone, with a waffle cone, with a pointy end, throw the whole movie away. Why call it the Ice Cream Man if we're not going to get a cone?
Why would that kill anybody? What the hell?
It's kind of like Black Christmas. You remember that one? It was like back in 2008. The very first opening scene, dude escapes prison by killing a guard with a candy cane. Like that's Christmas. You do that. That's exactly like you got to stab somebody with ice cream, right?
Okay. Your expectations are a little unrealistic, but let's go.
All right, well, let's check it out and see if we get the ice cream stabbing.
What happened?
Someone hurt my mommy.
Who?
Me.
Friend.
You guys see that weird ice cream man today?
What do you mean weird?
He just kept popping up, like he was following me. Is everyone sick or something? Marcella! Marcella!
Back to your classroom. What is going on here? This isn't funny! Jesus fucking Christ! What have you done?
That ice cream's demonic. They're not trying to kill us. They're trying to turn us. We have to run.
You can't just kill him. You have to cut his head off.
Fucking kids!
So not ice cream cone stabbing, but brain in an ice cream cone eating. I mean, that gets more ice cream. What gets more ice cream than that? I guess.
Dude, this whole trailer was fucking unhinged. I was like, okay, this is getting a little crazy, and then my jaw dropped as soon as I saw that fucking they were jump roping with intestines, dude.
It's kind of crazy. This one was kind of crazy.
I'm down. I'm down. This movie's insane. I'm down. Holy shit, that's crazy. I was expecting something different.
Somebody was looking at Zach Kreger's homework and was like, "Oh, weapons, kids, oh shit."
Yeah.
Let me crank that shit up to 10 real quick. Hold on.
Yeah. Let me do what he should have done and fucking just dial it up. I was expecting that the ice cream man was gonna be the one like kidnapping people,
yeah.
turning him into ice cream.
Me too.
But this is a darker way to go. All right.
So we can be excited for this one.
Yeah,
he really upped the skull from Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, right. He was like, I ain't gonna be a joke no more.
Oh my god, this is so crazy. I remember a time where people were afraid to use children. You know what I mean? Like they were afraid to kill them. They were afraid to have them kill somebody. I remember a time where this was a scary concept for Hollywood, and now we're just full blown, just doing crazy shit. Sinister really paved the way for this kind of stuff. I believe. Looks cool. It looks like here that there's an original Ice Cream Man, 1995. I kind of want to check that out to see if this is an exact remake or one for one. So I'll probably be doing that kind of homework on the side. But this looks really good. I would, I was a little skeptical of Eli Roth walking into this trailer. Now, you got my horror brain intrigued 100%. In August too, by the way. This is not going to be in October or nothing. This is going to be like the end of summer, like to kick off the fall season. It's crazy. I'm down.
It is very crazy. Holy shit.
Like I said, coming off of Thanksgiving, I did not think that we can actually. Like I said, the story is probably not going to be that amazing too. But one thing that Thanksgiving had going for itself was the kills. The kills were really great. These look like it's going to be a killing spree. It's going to be great. We saw a good chunk in the trailer, so I'm assuming that this movie's just gonna be a bloodbath. Like, I'm assuming there's a lot of stuff that we have not seen, because I'm pretty sure they're not gonna give you every single thing in the trailer. I would hope not. You know, some trailers do. I would hope not, but we'll have to wait and see. Check out the trailer. Ice Cream Man is out on YouTube right now. It looks really good. I'm down for it. Moving on, Josh, Nicholas Hoult on a different endeavor, how to rob a bank. Okay, he doesn't know. Well, he knows how to beat Superman, but does not know how to rob a bank. We're gonna figure out how to rob a bank. I don't know if you've seen this trailer. This trailer you probably seen in front of one of the movies you probably saw as well. Nicholas Hoult, Zoe Kravitz is in this one as well. Did you wind up seeing it? Were you?
I think I saw this one right in front of Scary Movie, actually.
Okay. So let's check it out together. I've been waiting for this one. This one actually dropped last week, and I was like, I wanted to watch it, but you're over here watching trailers. Well, not me too, so I'm gonna have to start watching them.
But man, I just catch them in theaters. It's not. I can't just look away.
Yeah, dude, cover your eyes. Like.
Let's have the fun. I don't show up as early as I do to look at nothing. No.
I thought you just like the little roller coaster thing before the movie starts. I don't know.
No, man, no, it's too close.
Let's check out the trailer. Let's see how good it is.
You know what's more powerful than money? An audience. Rolling. Let me break some numbers down for you. Odds of owning your home, 4 out of 10. Odds of earning a 6-figure salary, 2 out of 10. But the success rate of armed robberies is 9 out of 10. Let's make some content.
Blue is for blanks. No one has to get hurt, all right?
Go, go, go! Oh, shit.
Oh, Golden Girls, all right.
Welcome to our channel, How to Rob a Bank.
15 banks, 900 million views. These clowns are making the FBI look like fools.
Congratulations. Here, for the college fund.
We have a hacker under house arrest. We should use her. Reagan Gardner?
I'm a little busy.
You don't smell busy.
That's incense.
This program you created finds people that don't want to be found.
I kind of got stuck in this rabbit hole trying to track down my ex, that devil-dipping man-child. I'm over it.
Seems like it. If you help us find these guys, we would drop all your charges.
Shut up. I like them. They have like a whole Robin Hood thing going on.
We have to give to like a real charity. Like OnlyFans is not a charity.
There's just too much footage here for them not to have made a mistake. I'm telling you, we can find them.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I don't think you're a murderer.
No, I'm not. Banks are. You know, they kill someone you love. They don't get a bullet. They get a bonus.
I'm just doing my job.
Have you seen it?
Just doing my job.
Son of a... They're gonna rob this bank because this one's personal.
I don't worry about the ambitions of thieves.
Didn't your bank just get bailed out and like screw over a lot of people? Just also kind of seems like thievery, no?
I love you guys. You finished what we started.
They're making a point. The system's corrupt. Are we in a car chase?
We just need to get there fast.
Get out of the car! Is this How to Rob a Bank? Yeah. Go. I love your show! Thanks for watching! The cops!
Oh, shit.
Dude, you blew a stop sign!
This looks great. This is
not bad.
How you make a movie where David Lynch is a fucking genius. This is how like you make a movie in like nowadays where like you intrigue people with like obviously the complexities of the real world, like because we see streamers all the time, like you see the clips everywhere. And the fact that they're doing this where like, you know, obviously people already do dumb shit online and they're doing this kind of stuff to robbing a bank and actually getting away with that shit. This is actually really creative. I like this. I like this whole premise. I like the story. It's really good.
Right. I mean, I like it. I just, I have my problems with Pete Davidson, but that's about it.
I see, and I knew I was about to say that next. If you didn't say it first, I was like, man, Pete Davidson probably drops it a couple points. But if anybody could bring something out of him, it got to be David Lynch. It got to be him.
Maybe. We're just gonna have to wait and see.
What if he turns him into a serious actor? He got rid of the tattoos, and then he signed up for something semi-serious here.
Maybe.
Oh.
We just, like I said, we're just gonna have to wait and see, man. We just gonna have to wait and see. The way you can have patience for Wahlberg and who else did we say earlier? The Brian Tyree Henry. We just kind of hold out a little bit. It's okay.
Well, Pete Davidson is in a different ballpark from those two guys, I would say. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Pete Davidson even compares to a Wahlberg. I wouldn't put them in the same room together. You know what I'm saying? But I do think Pete Davidson, in his own way, is really good in his comedy. But his whole "I'm a loser and stay in the basement" stick kind of it got played out relatively
soiled.
quick. So now that he's actually going for like different routes here, where he had to get rid of the tattoos and everything. It's I didn't think we were gonna come out this trailer talking about Pete Davidson the most, but I do think that he is probably going down a better path than what he was doing before. So we'll have to wait and see, though. I'm excited for this movie, though. The premise and everything is everything to me. I think like the whole story is just gonna be done super great. I don't have any, even Pete Davidson being in this movie, I don't have any downsides right now. So
well, you're better than me because I'll always have a problem with him. I think. So
I
it's
know.
Okay.
I know. You want to see him like get obliterated? Just watch the Suicide Squad. Watch the first 10 minutes. You'll be all right. Let us know.
I am not watching that garbage.
Well, just the clip to see him. See him explode.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, you don't have to watch the whole thing. If Taika Waititi draws you in, go ahead, man. That's all you, my boy. This is all you. Let us know what you guys think, though. We're moving on. Got 2 more trailers here in the cut. Like I said, we are doing a little bit of catch up here. We have a David Ayer film, and no, Jason Statham is not with him. Actually, we're getting an old friend from the Fury days. We got Brad Pitt himself. Heart of the Beast is what the movie's called. Brad Pitt, J.K. Simmons, David Ayer is directing. I'm excited. Like, there's nothing about this movie that I just named that screams terrible to me. So I'm
right.
I'm 100%. I don't know if you've seen this trailer in one of your movies, but like I said, David Ayer and Jason Statham, the relationship isn't done. I'm pretty sure they're still gonna make more movies, but he's taking a step away to actually, create what I think is gonna possibly be cinema here. I mean, what do you think about the duo reuniting here? I mean, you saw them in Fury, so you know the magic that can be made.
I think it's going to be great. I think the whole cast is going to be stacked. I mean, not just Fury, but I've seen almost all of his work, and I just think it's going to have the same vein. So it's okay. We're good.
Yeah. You see a man and his dog, you know David Ayer is going to cook. He's cooking. He's cooking something. Let's check it out, though. I'm ready.
Who there, pal? Damn, you're handsome. It's okay. Come on. Just a bad dream. We're not there anymore.
You are the first person I've ever seen this far out. What kind of line of work are you in, James?
Army Special Forces retired.
Hey, did I notice some silver in your dog's mouth?
Bowden was a combat scouting dog. Target hit him in the mouth with a brick.
Same asshole get his leg?
Yeah.
I hope you gave that fella a piece of your mind.
I shot him in the head.
He shot him in the head! This region here is the heart of the beast. Most folks learn that the hard way.
Good job, buddy. We're just gonna have to do this the hard way.
You can do it. I got you. Easy, fella. We can still do this. We've been through worse.
It's not the size of the dog in the fight that matters. The size of the fight in the dog.
No, you did not. One last mission. We're not gonna die out here. Buddy,
I got you.
Okay, so not man against like mercenaries or nothing, but man against nature with his dog.
I like that.
I like it too. Not what I was expecting. I still think this is gonna cook very well. I just don't. It wasn't what I was expecting. Gotta be honest, but it does look heartfelt. Like if we're gonna crutch on a dog, this is kind of like the best way to do it. Like the most like manly way I think of you could do a movie like this. So this is cool.
Yeah, and I kind of like that. It's like he's trained. You know what I mean? Like you know how like ordinary people get stranded all the time and we expect them to survive or whatever. Like this is pretty cool because now we actually get to see someone with experience do it, and they know what it's like to move and live in uncomfortable places. So I think it's gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, that and also that the dog has the PTSD too is pretty cool. Like it's not just him and then he picked up a dog to like help him out. Like it's like they're both kind of struggling. So it's gonna be kind of interesting to kind of see that from the Hug's perspective. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be getting that kind of stuff too. So it's like I said, it seems really good. It's just not what I was expecting, I guess. So
right,
but I still think that the movie's gonna be great. So yeah,
it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be good.
This is gonna be good, but it's like I said, not what I expected. But let us know what you guys think. Check out the trailer right now. Heart of the Beast. It's on YouTube right now. And last but not least, we have Whale Fall coming from 20th Century Studios. Josh Brolin is gonna be in this one. Austin Abrams. Not sure who directed this one. But yeah, Whale Fall. I've heard about this one. The guy gets trapped in a whale. It's basically what happens, and then he has to survive and get out. Sounds pretty minimal. I don't know if you've seen like Fall. I don't know if you wound up watching that movie, but that one was kind of like easy. We've been kind of on this trend. Same thing with that shark movie. I think they were like in a cage under the water, and they were like stuck there for a long time. Oxygen shark. So we've been kind of going down this vein of like, what happens if you get stranded in like these weird little places? We just came off a movie that was doing that, but with a dog. Now we're gonna go ahead and do this, but a whale's eating them. So I hope it's good. This movie's called Whale Fall. I literally brought up Fall. This movie is called Whale Fall. So they're kind of copying the formula here. Let's just jump into it. Let's see if you're interested, Josh. I'm curious on your part.
I can teach you things. I can give you all the tools. You can be whatever you want. Anything you want. When it matters, and you'll know what to do. survivors survive.
I don't know
Kinda
if you
gross.
recognize the kid, but he's the same dude that plays the junkie in Weapons.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, I didn't recognize him though.
Yeah, he's the same one.
Questionable.
Your silence is. I see.
It's
Like I
questionable.
was waiting for your response, and the silence is very deafening.
It's just questionable. It's just questionable. I mean, I guess for movie's sake, it's okay. We can get behind it a little bit, but questionable. Because what is it? It takes like how long does it take a while to digest food? It's like a Pinocchio situation, right? You're like, he's just gonna sit in there for a couple of days,
Yeah.
run out of air eventually, probably.
15 to 18 hours.
Okay, well we're clearly not getting a 15-hour movie, but
No, but he got 15 hours to basically get out. I'm assuming before maybe like all the food that he's maybe standing on, the stomach acid, and then before like the oxygen runs out and all that stuff. So maybe that's what's basically happening. But I'm just like, are we gonna see like a exactly what you said, like Pinocchio? Like we're just gonna be seeing like a overly scaled whale. He's gonna be able to like put a couch on the side and hit a TV on the other side of the whale, and basically live there for a little bit.
That octopus was gripping on him crazy. That would be the first thing to die. I think it's your fault. You got to go.
That octopus was like the equivalent of like, oh, come on, y'all, he found us. He found us, y'all. Come on, like it's time for us to go. Like, come on, let's go. The fucking octopus just pulled his ass. I thought it was the seaweed for a second there first, and I was like, oh no, it is the octopus. Yeah, no,
that's crazy.
This one was kind of different, but like I said, I'm kind of into
questionable.
I was into like the fall movie. I haven't seen I know the trailer dropped for the second one. I haven't seen that one yet, but like I was into that one. Like we've been kind of on this trend of like kind of getting stranded and trying to survive and whatnot. So like some of them have been hits, some of them misses. This one, exactly what you're thinking is what I'm thinking. Like a little far fetched. I mean, do people get ate by whales often? I never hear about that stuff,
I don't think
it's
so.
Not crazy like man ate by like piranhas, you know what I mean? Like that.
Or like happens. Shark, something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
Humans getting eaten by whales is exceedingly rare, with no confirmed cases of intentional fatal ingestion for nearly all whale species. So this never happens.
I would imagine it's as easy as just making them throw up, right? Crawl back up the way you went through.
It is physically impossible to swallow a human because their throats are too small. In extremely rare accidental engulfments, the whale typically spits the human out unharmed. So
yeah,
that's it. The end of the movie, he's just gonna go.
He's just gonna throw him up. They're gonna try and be on a hunt for him or whatever, and he'll end up somewhere fine.
Man, just make Moby Dick next time. Just like that's more fictional than just being like, oh yeah, this guy got with a scuba tank too. Like he just didn't just get swallowed as a person. He has a scuba tank, like he's scubaed up. And you want me to believe the whale's gonna swallow him and he's just gonna survive? How much did Brolin get paid to do this shit though? Like that's just what I want to know. Like
yeah, I have no idea.
Thanos, you just came off of weapons. Like I didn't like it, but like I mean, his character was good, and you're doing shit like I don't know what this was. I gotta be honest. I thought it was gonna be better or more intriguing the way people were talking about it, but it's just like. It just seems
simple.
Dumb.
It's dumb.
It's the dumbest part. And like it feels like the trailer had to show you that whole sequence to make you believe it. But I'm just like, this is dumb. I would have kicked the octopus in its face. Like what the like let me go. What the hell's happening? I don't know. This might be no, it's in theaters. October 16th. Streaming.
No.
Movie?
Yeah, that's a streaming movie for sure, dude. What the fuck? That's fucking insane.
Let us know what you guys think, though. Whale Fall, The trailer is out on YouTube right now. What a note to end on for sure. I can't even argue with it. But we're caught up for the most part. We do have some more topics that we'll probably be able to talk about next week. It's gonna have some more in-depth detail. Hopefully this week is gonna unveil a little bit more. So that's gonna be super fun. Any topics that we could have missed, like I said, we were catching up that you guys want us to talk about that you did not hear on this episode, let us know. Movies, TV shows that you want us to review. You want to hear your voice on one of these episodes, Josh, let them know where they could do all that.
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at FilmBros Podcast. Post on episodes wherever you can hit us up there for any news and movies you want us to cover. Best part of the social I just gave you. It's like Patreon. You subscribe, you have the show go. Really appreciate it. Listen to us anywhere you get your podcast at FilmBros Podcast, Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Podcasts. Again, wherever you get your podcast. Be part of the conversation. Twitch at FilmBros Podcast. And when it's all said and done, subscribe to YouTube at FilmBros Podcast.
And with that being said, we'll talk to you guys on the next one.
Talk to you guys later.